שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני, שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני, שירו לאדוני, שירו לאדוני. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני, שירו לאדוני, שירו לאדוני. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל
Let's do that again. Yai lai, yai lai, lai lai lai. Yai lai, lai lai, yai lai, lai lai lai. Yai lai, yai lai, yai lai, lai lai lai. Yai lai, 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 lai. That'll work. No, that's fine. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, page 11. Page 11.
Okay, we are on page
11
11.
for Elaham.
Okay. For our opening song, Eila Hamda Libi, we just reviewed the melody, so maybe if you haven't heard it before, it's starting to become a little more familiar. And now we'll add the words. Page 11. libi, all the way on the bottom. Husana le'alna titalem. Elech hamda, hamda libi. Husana le'alna titalem. Elech hamda, hamda libi. Husana le'alna titalem. Elech hamda libi. Husana le'alna titalem. Elech hamda, hamda libi. Husana le'alna titalem. Elech hamda, hamda libi. Husana le'alna titalem. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Reb Nachman of Chernobyl was a friend of the poor. One day, a rich chassid asked him, "Does not the Talmud teach that the divine presence rests on the one who is wise, strong, and rich?" He smiled and said, "Do you really believe that God values what is external? The one on whom the divine presence rests is the one described elsewhere in the Talmud, in Pirkei Avot. Who are wise? Those who learn from everyone. Who are strong? Those who control their passions. Who are rich? Those who are content with what they have." On this Shabbat Devarim, as we begin the last of the 5 books of Moses, we seek wisdom from our history and tradition, but also from those who are around us. We seek strength to engage others with compassion and understanding, and we seek a sense of contentment from the many blessings we possess. Let us each endeavor to recognize the divine presence in everyone we encounter, and in this sacred gathering, celebrating Shabbat as one. And we begin our service back on page 3 as we welcome Shabbat with light. And it's my pleasure to welcome up Arlene Dreyer to offer the reading before the blessing.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Thank you.
And we continue on page 5 as we consecrate this moment as holy with Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon hirchilanu, zikaron lemasei v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta
We turn now to page 13 as we welcome Shabbat with song Yismechu Hashemayim from Psalm 96, the bottom paragraph.
Yismechu Hashemayim, Hashemayim,
Yismechu Hashemayim,
Hashemayim, Yismechu Hashemayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu Hashemayim, Hashemayim, Yismechu Hashemayim, Hashemayim, Yismechu Hashemayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam umelo. 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 Yismechu Hashemayim, Hashemayim, Yismechu Hashemayim, Hashemayim, Yismechu Hashemayim, v'tagel haaretz.
Turn the page to page 14, also the last paragraph. Or Zaruach Latzadik, O you righteous, rejoice in Adonai.
Or Zaruach Latzadik, U'yishrei lev simcha. Or Zaruach Latzadik, U'yishrei lev simcha. Or Zaruach Latzadik, U'yishrei lev simcha. U'yishrei lev simcha. Or Zaruach Latzadik, U'yishrei lev simcha. U'yishrei lev simcha. Or Zaruach Latzadik, U'yishrei lev simcha. Or Zaruach Latzadik, U'yishrei lev simcha. Or Zaruach Latzadik, U'yishrei lev simcha. U'yishrei lev simcha. Or Zaruach Latzadik, U'yishrei lev simcha. U'yishrei lev simcha. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai lai.
On page 20, we make ready to welcome the Sabbath bride as we sing Lecha Dodi. We sing verses 1 and 2, 5 and 9, and when we reach verse 9, Boi v'Shalom, we rise as a congregation, turning to face the entrance of our sanctuary as we welcome that Shabbos spirit, that Shabbos bride. And we know that whether we're here in the Wolf Sanctuary or in our own sacred space on live stream, that it is our voice and our spirit that makes that Shabbos feeling come alive. So sing with us, even if this is a new melody, and if it's not, all the more so, we need to hear your voice.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nikalala. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, לקרב לה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, לקרב לה. לקראת שבת לכו ונחה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם ניסוחה, סוף מעשה ומחשבה תחילה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקרב לה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקרב לה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני אלייך נגלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקרב לה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקרב לה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקרב לה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקרב לה.
Turn to those around you, wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Let them know how glad you are they're here.
We continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 26 as we remain standing. I think I got almost everyone before they sat. As we remain standing through Shema.
יתגדל וישתבח שמי רבה, ויעלמד יברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחיי חון וביום חון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמם הבא מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי לקודשה ברכו. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, טוב Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolamvad.
We continue together on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah potech sha'arim, uvitvuna mishaneh itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakira kirtsono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid imloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. On page 32, we join together. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto.
You may be seated.
We continue on page 36 together. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'shokbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leod al yadecha והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו מה עשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
On page 39, we read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora teilot osefele, nora teilot osefele, malchutecha ra'uvanecha. Okay, I am. Lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Zeli anu ve'ameru. Adonai imloch. Adonai imloch. Le'olam va'ed. V'ne'afar kifad Adonai et Yaakov. וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, va'al kol amo Yisrael, va'al Yerushalayim. Vishamru, page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We rise for the tefillah on page 46.
Adonai sifetai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah gibor leolam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim berofech olim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha al gevurot, Umida melach, Melech memid, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'emana talach hayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ahel hakadosh.
You may be seated. On the top of page 55, we read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. On the bottom of page 57. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, and our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levadecha b'yirah na'avod. On the top of 59, we read together. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. And we offer our prayer of peace, shalom, birkat shalom on page 61. Join with me. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Let's pause for that final Chatimah, because the cantor has a beautiful setting of Shalom Rav for us that we're going to hear right now.
Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav. Ki אתה ומלך אדון, מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה ומלך אדון, מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב, שלום רב, שלום רב על ישראל עמך. שלום רב, שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה, בשלומך, בשלומך. שלום רב, שלום רב, שלום רב על ישראל עמך. שלום רב, שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב, שלום רב. With the beautiful feelings and melody of peace in our minds and on our hearts, we pause now to offer blessings of goodness and wellness and joy for a beautiful couple who are with us on live stream, Dr. Melvin Baden and his bride Michelle, celebrating their 65th wedding anniversary just yesterday. And so I'm going to offer you a special blessing in celebration of that milestone. Mishaberach Avotinu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah Rivka le'avarachel. May the one who blessed our mothers and fathers before us bring blessing to Michelle and Melvin, having celebrated their 65th anniversary of married life together just yesterday. O eternal, our God, source of all blessing, continue to fulfill every worthy wish that Michelle and Melvin have in their hearts. Open their eyes to the beauty and mystery of the love they hold for each other every day as today. May their life together continue to embrace and nurture the care they have shown for each other. Truly, O God, they have been blessed. They are blessed with friends who have shared their joys and sorrows. They are blessed with memories of a lifetime of devotion and commitment. They are blessed with having built a home worthy of blessing that others see as a symbol of strength and faith, and they are blessed with each other. 65 years ago, Michelle and Melvin, you pledged to one another that you would weather life's challenges together. Through these many years, you have honored that commitment. And though your life has not been without hardship or pain, we know that you have encountered each obstacle together, hands and hearts intertwined. May God continue to watch over you, sheltering you by day and bringing you rest and comfort through the night. We thank you, Adonai, who in love has allowed you to reach this sacred milestone. And so we say Shehachianu together, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehachianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of all, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and enabling us to reach this moment. Amen and Mazel Tov. With prayers of goodness on our lips, we now
turn our hearts to prayers of healing for those who face the future not fully whole. If there's someone in your life, someone you hold in your heart in need of healing, I invite you to think about them now. Close your eyes if you wish and picture them and whisper their names out loud. Strengthened by each other's presence, we link the prayers for those in our hearts with those who are listed in our order of service, really all those in the world of need of healing, knowing that our prayers reach them in some way. And so we join together on page 253, singing the words of Misha Berach, offering prayers of healing for all in need.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor Abracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Amen. We take a moment now for our own personal thoughts and prayers for peace.
Oh, say shalom b'maroma. Say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol
It's my pleasure to welcome up Jason Miller-Goodman, who is going to offer a Devar Torah on this week's Torah portion. Jason is a member of our Board of Trustees and is involved in Temple and in Jewish life in lots of ways, and we're looking forward to hearing Torah from him today.
Good evening. Hope everyone is staying cool. It's a bit warm out there. This week's Torah portion, Devarim, introduces us to the last book of Torah before Simchat Torah, takes us all the way back to the beginning, and we start the cycle all over again. Devarim can be the most literal portion in the Torah, as it can just mean words. All the portions have words though, so it can probably be interpreted as events. It is a large summary of the previous 40 years from Egypt to Sinai, with an emphasis on mitzvot around judges and magistrates. Rabbi Nathan wrote beautifully about that. But there are also some other things that Moses touches on. There are mentions of the nations of Moab and Ammon, which refused to let the Israelites pass through their lands. We hear about the Amorite kings of Sihon and Og. We also learn the fate of the tribes of Reuben and Gad. Finally, we also find out that it will be Joshua, not Moses, who will eventually lead the Israelites into the Holy Land. So I'm sure everyone was really excited to hear about Sihon and Og because I'm sure they were a vital part of your religious school education growing up. They're not. But Moses focused on it. Moses really did focus on these events that happened, so it really kind of got my attention. It's like, why are we using up so much space on these seemingly mundane parts of the journey from Egypt to Sinai in a document that doesn't have very much real estate, literary-wise? The Torah is only 5 books. Genesis is dedicated to a prehistory of sorts. Exodus is when we're finally introduced to Moses. The Israelites travel for 40 years over a course of just 2.5 books. Then we get to Deuteronomy, where we start nearing and preparing for the grand entrance into the Promised Land. So again, I wondered, why would Moses focus on this? Then I got distracted, and I heard one of my professors just at the back of my head say very point blank, because this actually happened about a few weeks ago in Omaha, Jason, stop getting bogged down in the details and look at the big picture. So I took a step back. I thought about this portion because I really did need to look at the big picture. Writing a devar on any portion isn't just summarizing it and then finding some commentary. A critical part is finding a way to personalize a message about the portion. After perusing some modern-day commentary, I finally found an angle that made sense to me. Rabbi Kari Olitsky succinctly answered the question as to why there is an extensive repeat of what just happened. According to him, the recounting of the events is not just to talk about the journey. It was to make the Israelites responsible for the journey they just took, as well as the events that transpired as they prepared to enter the land of Israel. I appreciated this answer because it gave me some food for thought on how this portion can relate to my life. Responsibility is a key word here. In the context of Devarim, we retell the history to make us better citizens. Our Israelite ancestors evolved as they traveled through the desert thousands of years ago, and Moses was doing his best to remind them of that. The Israelites had to own their triumphs as well as their shortcomings as they prepared for the land of Israel. As I thought about my own Jewish journey, I took a look at my triumphs and shortcomings. Prior to the pandemic, I excitedly taught religious school here at Temple. I led our young adult group here as well as at Federation. I led birthright trips to Israel. I learned how to be on a board, which, by the way, can be very intimidating for a young adult who has no experience. It was an exciting but very bumpy ride that led to, just frankly, burnout. I'll admit I said yes to way too many things, but this began a recalibration that has been enlightening. Over the past year or so, as we have emerged from the darkest days of the pandemic, I have started to take responsibility for that burnout and be a more productive member of the Jewish community, here at Temple and beyond these walls. Yes, that means less trips to Israel, but the trade-off is I am in the classroom here at Temple again, helping the children of this congregation develop their own Jewish identities. I no longer lead any young adult groups, but I can give greater attention to being a better leader for this congregation at the same time, which is where this interpretation has been the most effective. I've learned that leadership, the kind that Moses provided for the Israelites, is a very active process. It involves being present, engaged, and while at times can be exhausting, is one of the most rewarding things a person can do. On that note, I encourage everyone to take an inventory of what they can do to be responsible for their own history, whether it be Jewish or not. I'm going to expand upon my own food for thought here. First, every member of this congregation is vital to Temple Beth-El's past, present, and future. Without each person present here tonight, watching at home, taking the night off, or working, which is usually what I do on a Friday evening, we would not have the nearly 150 years of story tradition here at Temple. That time frame has culminated into an extraordinary amount of programming and opportunities within the walls of this sacred place. For example, while I have not looked at the specifics for each thing happening during the High Holy Days this year, there are 19 events and services that are being offered over the course of 1 month. And that's just what made it onto the calendar. Auxiliary groups and religious school, they're gonna do their own observing and celebrations. There's so much going on. So I've only skimmed what's being offered, so I don't have any specifics other than the fact that I know that Rosh Hashanah starts on the evening of September 15th and Yom Kippur on the evening of the 24th. I can tell you, though, that there's been so much planning that's been going on for months already. So our clergy, our staff here, they try to make they don't try, they do make that time of year one of the most special times in the whole year for this whole community. And as a side note, if you've never been to Jazz in the Sukkah, I recommend you going September 30th. You'll have a good time. So I digress here, but I just wanted to point out that while my husband and I are not usually in the state for Rosh Hashanah, and we're not here for every single event for High Holy Days, we'll call it a New Year's resolution that we are going to be present at more offerings outside of just the 2 big holidays around High Holy Days and beyond. Furthermore, I have to be very candid here. Being present is not the only thing that keeps this congregation going. With a congregation of our size, there is a need for resources. It's a tough conversation to have. It's Shabbat, I'm not going to have that conversation. But it needs to be mentioned that collectively, we, including my family, have a responsibility to look at what we can do, what we've done to support, to be able to enable this institution to be the best it can be now and in the future. When we look past the details of Moses' recollection of events that led to Sinai, we can see how important responsibility, individually and collectively, how important it is when it comes to our history. Without our history, we do not have a present. Without a present, we do not have a future. Therefore, we must look into our past to assess where we have triumphed, where we have fallen short, and where we've evolved to be better in the present. In doing so, we can hopefully build a brighter future that sustains not only our congregation, but the larger community as well. Our legacy depends on our past as much as it depends on our present. Shabbat Shalom.
Now that you said it from the Bema, I'm going to hold you to it, to be at more things. Now you said it publicly. We continue with Aleinu, page 283. We rise together.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגור עלינו להמליך מלכותו. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. Our memorial meditation can be found on page 288. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved, and if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. Our thoughts turn now to those in our community who have died at this time in years past. As we mark their yahrzeits, we remember them. Meyer Barnett, Jenny Mae Bescher, Carl Beer, Marion Benedict, Stanley Berman, Valerie Brown, Henry Cohen, Pearl Lee Coyne, Maurice Delkowitz, Catherine Hope Dankowski, Lawrence Finkel, Hans Fischer, Alec Fisher, Jack Flashberg, Ida C. Friedson, Seidel Gottlieb, Horace C. Hall III, Herbert Halstead, York Brom Jacobs, Leon Jacobson, Susan Jacobson, Brian David Kasser, Carlene Hammer Kaufman, Richard Kirschberg, Lester Landy, Marjorie Landy, Hadassah Langbaum, Marvin Lebman, Arthur Lefton, Joshua Evan Levine, Jeannie Lipset, Rita Luft, Babette Marcus, Louis Matisoff, Lillian Mongeit, Stephen Palins, Ethel Penner, Ann Polensky, Sylvan Polensky, Donald Pomerantz, Jacob Ricklin, Ralph Rosenbaum, Mildred Charlack Sachs, William Saxon Jr., Robert George Schiffmacher, Dr. Irving Schoenfeld, L. Taylor Seiden, Dr. Alan G. Silver, Jeanette Simon, John Patrick Smith, Simon Smith, Ralph L. Williams. To these names, we add the names of those who've been laid to their eternal rest in the past 30 days, whose families and friends are in a mourning period of Shloshim. We remember David Felder, Arthur I. Ungerman, Faye Schwartz, and Arnold Vittis. We also think of two who have been laid to their eternal rest this past week, whose families are in a mourning period of Shiva. We remember Edward Weinstein, husband of Ray Deanne Weinstein, son of Phyllis, brother of Michael and Benet Weinstein and Ann Leslie and Edward Joseph, nephew of Joyce Penner, father of Rebecca, Stephanie, and Rebecca, grandfather of Andrew, Stephen, Alexander, Dean, and Casey, and great-grandfather of Emmerly. We also remember Karen Delavan, wife of Tom Delavan and daughter of Yvette Covet, mother of Adam and Kate Delavan and Gary and Cynthia Delavan, and sister of Van and Marilyn Stensler, grandmother of Anton, Jaden, Spencer, and Archer, sister-in-law of Sally McGonigal, George and Midge Delavan, and Don and Norma Delavan, cousin of Melissa Weiner, Brian and Tina Weiner, Gordon and Mary Weiner, and Susan Cook. To all of these names, we add those which are in our hearts each and every day as we rise together as one community for Kaddish Yatom on page 294. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayed chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'mei almaya, yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitzpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitzadar v'yitzaleh v'yitzhalal shemei dekudasha b'rechu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama Rabba min Shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. You may be seated. It is my honor to call forward Debbie Roos, President of our Board of Trustees, to deliver tonight's announcements. No, not tonight.
It's kind of funny. I'd like to welcome everyone. I'm so glad that you could join us this evening in our sanctuary or at home in your own sacred space. Thank you so much to Sisterhood for sponsoring and hosting tonight's pre-Shabbat Oneg. Thank you to Arlene Dreyer for lighting tonight's Shabbat candles, and to Jason Miller-Goodman for offering our Devar Torah. Last week, my son Cole completed his second year as a counselor at Camp, a place where, regardless of medical, developmental, social, and intellectual barriers, people of all ages can have a camp experience that allows them to have fun, be safe, build confidence, and boost self-esteem. Cole went back this year because he knew he was part of something life-changing. He knew it because he felt it, but also because his autistic campers told him, even the nonverbal ones, in their unique way. There's no doubt that Camp is special, but its essence, the things that make it so magical, is something that Reformed Judaism and Temple Beth-El is intimately familiar with, and that is the power of camp. Temple families have been going to Green Family Camp and other URJ camps for generations. Lifelong friendships and future marriages have been made during hot summer days and musical Shabbat evenings. This camp experience allows kids to have fun, be safe, build confidence, and build self-esteem. What more could we want for the next generation of Jewish adults? This experience is so impactful that 9 separate donors have established restricted funds at Temple for the sole purpose of sending kids to camp. Through their generosity, Jewish camp is possible for generations of Temple families for years to come. While most of us know Temple Beth-El is home to Great Hearts during the school year, it's also home to one of the best camps in town for the summer. Last week saw the wrap-up of Creative Kids SA 2023, whose mission is to transform the lives of neighborhood children by providing a safe summer haven with nourishment for body and mind. Over 1,800 meals were served, and former campers came back as counselors. Nearly 700 volunteer hours were logged, and 122 kids had fun, were safe, built confidence, and boosted their self-esteem. What more could we want for the next generation of San Antonians? Congratulations to Robin Rosen and her team for running such a lovely and inspiring program. Thanks to our Creative Kids SA camp sponsors and to our campership donors for making Jewish camp possible. As Cole found out, camp life can be a life-changing experience. So thanks to everyone for changing all of these young lives for the better. Here are some upcoming events at Temple. Elul, the Hebrew month leading up to Rosh Hashanah, begins on August 18th. As in years past, you can sign up to receive a daily Elul email to help you prepare for the High Holy Days. To subscribe, see our website or the weekly email. On Sunday, July 30th, join Sisterhood for bingo from 2 to 4 p.m. at Temple Beth-El. The registration link is in the weekly email. 2023-24 religious school registration is underway. Please contact Sarah Planto for more information. We look forward to your participation in these community building activities and opportunities. For more information, please visit the upcoming events page at the Temple website. And as a reminder, everything going on at Temple is listed on the website calendar or in the weekly email, which arrives in your inbox around 4 p.m. on Thursday. Shabbat Shalom.
If you haven't yet seen an email inviting you to sign up for the Elul emails, don't worry, it'll come. All you need to know is that you have it before Elul actually starts. But those emails, they'll be coming. And if you want to write one of those emails, if you've been invited to, please do. All right. Our closing song is the melody we started our service with, Eila Chamda Libi. It is on page 11. Please rise. Eila Chamda Libi. Husana ve'alna titalem, Eila Chamda, Chamda Libi, Husana ve'alna titalem, Eila Chamda, Chamda Libi, Husana ve'alna titalem, Eila Chamda Libi, Husana ve'alna titalem. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.